Hello, brilliant entrepreneur. It's Tash Corbin here, and welcome to another episode of the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. This is episode number 310, which means you can find all the relevant links and show notes for today's episode over at tashcorbin.com/310. In today's episode, I'm going to walk you through my step-by-step process to increase your prices. And particularly if you sell services in your business, such as coaching, mentoring, one-to-one healing sessions, anything along those lines, you're going to find this one particularly helpful. So let's dive on in. I'm Tash Corbin, and this is the Heart-Centered Business Podcast. Okay, so you might think that increasing your prices is exactly the wrong strategy for you right now. You are out there trying to find ways to be more affordable, find ways to create more accessibility for people in your business. But in most cases, the best thing that allows you to reach more and more people is to have more income in your business. And increasing your prices is a really sexy way, not just to create long-term income growth, but it can also bring in a good short-term cash injection. So I'm a big fan of incrementally increasing your price as a marketing strategy to get people off the fence if they're fence sitting about working with you, create capacity for you in your business so you've got more time to develop leveraged or passive income products, and also to lift your game and lift the game of your clients when you're coming along to sessions. So this is my step-by-step process for increasing your prices. And I'm going to start off by really getting clear on why to increase your prices. Now, I know that there are a lot of mentors and coaches out there who will tell you to increase your prices as part of their marketing strategy, right? If you've ever been to a sales call where you want to join a program or a mastermind, or you want to work with someone, you may have experienced the person knows nothing about your service, knows nothing about your business, knows nothing about your audience, and they're saying, how much is your VIP package? And you say it's $12.95. Like, oh, you have to at least double that. You're undercharging. And they know nothing about you. They know nothing about your audience. They know nothing about your business. Now, that's a marketing strategy, right? They're trying to increase the perceived value of you paying them by making it seem like it's a nothing thing for you to double your prices. And if you double your prices and get 2 clients, well, that more than pays for working with them. So now that you've heard me explain that as a marketing strategy, you might be able to see the matrix a little more when it's used on you. And I actually don't recommend huge, big price increases like that for most businesses. The reason being is that I see a lot of people get caught up in that belief. Yes, I do need to be a premium in the market. I need to increase my price. I need to go into being a luxury VIP package only. And they go from charging $40 an hour to charging $200 an hour if you work it out on their package price. And the 2 instances that I see are either they put that huge price increase in place, they don't take their audience with them, they don't prepare themselves from a mindset perspective, they don't actually believe in the value proposition of their work at this new rate, and therefore they make 0 sales. And so they end up in deep regret that they put their prices up so far, because now they've gone from maybe 1 or 2 clients a month at a lower price and feeling like, oh, I needed to increase my prices. But now they've increased it so far, they've got no clients coming in per month, and they would have been better off staying where they were. So that's definitely situation number 1. And I see that happen a lot for people when they increase their prices. But the other situation that I see is they increase their prices significantly from, say, $1,000 for their biggest package to $5,000 for their biggest package. They make 1 sale. They go celebrate it. They think, oh my gosh, I've totally made it. They spend that $5,000 as though there's plenty more where that's going to come from. 3 months later, they've made no further sales. They're rocking in the corner thinking, what have I done? I can't decrease my prices again because that would be disrespectful to my 1 client who's paid me this much. And so they end up stuck. And I actually think the second situation is the hardest one to overcome. We can overcome it, but I've seen so many people get caught in that situation. So rather than doing this like big, throw everything out price increase strategy, I love an incremental price increase strategy. It means You get to energetically adjust as you go. It's still a stretch, but it's not like terror zone stretch. And it also means you can bring your audience with you. And that's a big one that is underestimated by a lot of coaches and mentors out there. You have spent however long you have in your current business growing your audience to its current size. And if you go too big too soon with your price increases, you end up burning your entire audience. That's just too much of a leap for them to make. You recruited them when you're an energetic match here. You want to move to a new energetic match. It's possible to bring your audience with you. But if you go too far too soon, you won't be able to bring them with you. And so you're basically starting from scratch in terms of audience building. And that can be the reason why so many people end up making far fewer sales or not enough sales to sustain it. And I wouldn't want you to go there. So that's why I love an incremental price increase, but doing it very consistently. It doesn't have to be, I only increase my prices by 10% per year. It can be, I increase my prices by 25% per quarter. I usually recommend reviewing your prices every 10 clients and every 3 months. Every 10 clients and every 3 months, reviewing your prices and deciding whether it's time to increase them. Okay, so I've even made a little slide for those of you watching on video. If you're listening on the podcast, you're not missing anything. I will be saying all of this out loud. But for our visual learners, here are the key reasons to increase your prices. This is the why. Why should you increase your prices? Number one, it increases your income. And when done well, you can increase your income not just in the long term, but also in the short term. So when I walk you through the steps to increase your prices, I'm going to show you how to use your upcoming price increase as a way to get a bunch of people off the fence and create that short-term income growth. So increasing your prices can increase your income in the short term as well as in the long term. Number two, you present your pricing, your service, your product as a premium in the market. There are times in our lives where we don't want to buy the cheapest option. And that's particularly true of services. Whilst we may love finding ourselves a little bargain here and there, we also can associate the lower end of the market with an inferior delivery of service. And I'll tell you, I am someone who walks straight past the $19.95 haircut. Now, there might be one or two of those $19.95 haircuts that they're actually amazing and they do an amazing job. But that price point means to me, I'm probably not going to have the experience that I want. And it's definitely a higher risk that I'm going to get a dodgy haircut. And so it's the same with online services. If you're going to go to a massage therapist for a back injury, are you going to be more excited by the $40 massage therapist who, gets you in and out real quick because they've got to have lots of turnover? Or are you going to trust your back to someone who charges a premium? Now, I know myself, there are certain things that I'd rather invest in a premium. Health and well-being, my business, the support that I get behind the scenes in my business, people building technology, websites, social stuff, money stuff. I am looking for the premium in the market. So increasing your prices moves you towards being a premium in the market and can create a lot more trust and a better perception of what people are going to get from you. Number three, capacity. And this is particularly important if you are looking to move into a leveraged model in your business. So if you are selling one-to-one services and you'd like to start creating and launching a group program, a course, a membership, the number one thing we need to develop and build into your business model is capacity. Increasing your prices means you can have the same or more income working with less one-to-one clients. So you're creating capacity in your business so you can be focused on creating that leveraged or passive income product. And increasing your prices allows you to create that space. You'll have a natural drop-off of clients. You will attract in new clients at these higher prices. You need less of them in order to be achieving the same or better income result. and therefore you're creating that capacity. Now, in order for it to create capacity, the price increase needs to be chunky enough that it is actually increasing your income with less clients. So if you're currently working with 20 clients at $100 each, that's $2,000, then you increase your price to $110, but you halve your client load, then it's not necessarily achieving that capacity. It's not enough of an increase. So we do need that increase to be chunky enough that a drop-off in clients won't create a dip in your income. And then the fourth reason to increase your prices is that you and your clients bring your A game to those sessions. And I definitely saw that for myself when I went from charging $97 a session to $200 a session to $500 a session, right? So as I increased my base hourly rate, and I don't often sell just single sessions, it's mostly in a package, but it's all calculated off a base hourly rate. When I got to the higher base hourly rate, I was bringing my A game to those sessions. And I also found my clients were as well. So when people were working with me in a package and it worked out to under $100 a session, more than 50% of my clients would turn up to sessions and haven't done all of their homework. But nowadays, at $2,495 base hourly rate for my sessions, people definitely bring more of their A game. And if they haven't done their homework, their work in between the sessions, they get in touch with me far sooner and say, look, I haven't got that done. Can we move this session? And I'm definitely going to get it done in the next week, right? So we are far more likely to be bringing our A game to those sessions. And also then for me, there's an energetic difference in what I'm showing up and doing with my clients as well. I have far fewer VIP clients these days. They are paying far more to work with me. And also then I have more capacity to do the extras that are going to help get them more results. So VIP clients will often have me sharing their services on my social media. I will be more likely to refer clients through to them. I can actively go out and find joint venture opportunities for them or partnership opportunities for them. I'm thinking about them outside of session because there's far fewer of them. I can bring more value to the table. So I also find ways to create speaking opportunities for my VIP clients. When I run summits or if I'm doing a Heart Center Business Conference virtual edition, my VIP clients are the first port of call for finding speakers if I think it's a match for my audience. So I'm able to bring far more value to the table because I'm charging that far more premium price. And I also find that the more that I've increased my prices, the more I have available to me to invest in finding and learning new strategies that I can share with my clients as well. So the increased income that I've had from raising my prices means that I'm able to reinvest time and money in learning new skills, new strategies, new platforms, new ways of growing my audience and my conversion rates. And that all gets passed on to my VIP and my group coaching clients. So it's such a big return for that price increase. It's really good for me. It's really good for my clients. And because I've done it incrementally, I've been able to move my audience with me. I have clients now who pay $2,495 a session. They do a quarterly session with me on their quarterly planning, their business strategy, their launch mapping and their launch planning. And I have clients who do that with me now who their first work with me was under $500 a session. But because their business has grown, as my prices have grown and my business has grown, we've grown together. And they don't even blink an eye at paying that and investing in that to work with me because their business has grown as a result of working with me, and they are increasing their prices to come on that journey with me. Their business is improving and growing and developing through that same process together. We've traveled on that journey together, and that is so powerful and exciting for me to see. All right, so now that we've decided, yep, increasing your prices, good idea, so many amazing benefits. How do we actually do it? So I've got a 4-step strategy for you on how to increase your prices. Step number 1 is to get really clear on your price increase plan. Don't just do it and not have a clear plan and strategy for it. I think you're leaving a lot of money on the table and you're not necessarily getting that short-term and long-term income benefit if you don't have a solid plan for this. So your plan includes your price, what the price is going to, and when you're going to do that price increase. I generally recommend between at least 10% price increase, but I recommend trying to stretch as much as possible to a 25% price increase, especially for VIP one-to-one services. So if your current base hourly rate is calculated at around the $100 mark, 125 plus is where we would want to get to. So have a think about what is your current base hourly rate that your packages are calculated on, and can you increase that by at least 25%? Let's nudge it up to that 25%. Now, if that creates lots of wobbles for you and you're thinking, no, that's far too much of a stretch for me, you can come back to something that feels a little bit more comfortable. But as I said, at least 10% increase. But my desire, my drive would be to push towards that more 25% mark, especially if you're like under $500 a month, a session, right? If you're under $500 an hour in your session, then you can push by 25% each time. Remember, I'm getting you to review this every quarter and every 10 clients. So it's consistent that that price is going to increase. So get a plan around what the new price point is going to be, and then be clear on your deadline. I recommend giving at least 2 weeks notice to your audience that you're going to be increasing your prices. And I would even recommend going a little longer. So a month's notice or 6 weeks notice. It gives you time to adjust. You're sharing the price in advance. You're telling as many people as possible. And it also gives your audience time to jump in and grab their package or pre-purchase their sessions well before that price increase happens. Now, in your plan, you also want to be clear on what is the plan for existing clients versus new clients coming in. So whenever I increased my prices for my VIP one-to-one services, for existing clients who wanted to renew, I would have an extended window for them, or they'd have an opportunity to jump in at a slightly lower price. So I could give that offer on a bespoke basis, on a one-to-one basis. So there were clients who had been renewing with me every 3 months for 2 years. So their price increase might not be as much as the general public price increase. It's totally up to you whether you want to look after existing clients, whether you want to have the same blanket price for everyone. Usually when I'm working with my VIP clients or clients inside my group programs, we will have a conversation about what feels like it's the right fit for them, for particular clients, and we come up with a plan for existing clients and a plan for their new clients coming in. So one of the things that we do in step 2, which is communicate, is that we communicate to existing and renewing clients first, and say, you're going to see me on social media saying the new price is $2,000, but for you as a renewing client, it's $1,800, right? So it's actually making them feel really special, as well as communicating with your hottest audience first, and just pre-warning them that they're going to see news about this out there on the internet, but they've got a special deal just for them. So there's some really cool things that you can do for your existing clients in the way that you communicate. So step 1 is get really clear on your plan. What is the price increase and different prices for different people, or is everyone the same? And what is that deadline? When is that deadline going to be for people to jump in and commit before the price increase happens? Now, step 2 is then to communicate. And this is where I see a lot of people let themselves down with a price increase, mostly because they don't support their mindset, right? They're feeling wobbly about their new prices, so they whisper about their new prices. They tell people here and there. They don't really do a thorough job of communicating that price increase. Then the deadline comes, then they're questioning whether they should do it. Then they start offering discounts, and it just gets really messy. So I want you to have a thorough communication plan and really nail telling all of your different audiences about that price increase. So you remember that you want to talk to your mailing list, people on your social channels. You want to let leads know. In particular, if you have 20 people that you've had sales conversations with in the last 6 months, every single one of those people should receive a personalized email, a personalized message, a personalized something to let them know, hey, we talked about working together back here, and it wasn't the right time for you then. Just wanted to let you know my prices are increasing in 4 weeks' time. So if now is the time for us to work together, if you join before this date, you'll get it at the current pricing. So it's a really good way to get old leads rewarmed up and convert some of them into paying clients. And importantly, your existing clients as well. If you've got clients due to renew soon or due to renew soon after the price increase, you're doing them a service by letting them know that the price increase is coming, providing them the opportunity to prepare for and pay before the price increase, and you're going to bring in that short-term cash injection as well. Something I love to do for a price increase is run a webinar. So consider hosting a webinar that brings a bunch of your hottest leads in and lets them know about your paid service. And there's a deadline. The price increase is coming. So I love running a webinar right before a price increase because it's going to get those last conversions happening before the price increase happens as well. Now, if you are worried in doing all of this, you're going to bring in far too many clients, right? If that's starting to worry you, oh, but what if I end up getting 12 new VIP clients? I don't have capacity for 12 new VIP clients. Then have your price increase deadline include a number, right? So the price increase is happening on the 30th of next month, and there are only 8 spaces available at this price. So if I sell the 8 spaces before the 30th, then the price, I'll be taking people on a wait list, but there'll be no further spaces available at the current price. So you can put a time limit as well as a number limit on it. Think about how much that may incentivize people who are on the fence to jump in and work with you. So by now, if you're looking through these steps, you can see how this would be a really big momentum shift in your business to make the decision to increase your prices and go on a mission to let people know far and wide that that price increase is happening. All of a sudden, you're not only snowballing your income and creating that income growth, you're also snowballing your reach, your list growth, your hot leads that you're generating in your business as well. So this is a really great business growth strategy. Step number three is make sure you have that mindset support. Most people, when they embark upon a price increase strategy, are let down by the mindset wobbles. They start to second guess whether it's worth it. They start to connect the price of their product or service with their value as a person. That's not a thing. They start to get wobbly about being affordable. The first person who says, oh, that's just so far out of reach for me right now, they think they need to pivot and change all of their pricing and messaging for that one person who can't afford to work with them. And there's a lot of mindset stuff that can come up when you're going through that price increase. You're going to have increased visibility when you go through that communication strategy. As well as maybe hitting some upper limits about what you're able to charge or what you're allowed to bring into your business. So do make sure you've got that appropriate mindset support. Pay attention to your mindset around this. And as you'll have heard me say hundreds of times, if you've followed me, you know that for every challenge that comes up, there's a mindset solution and there's a strategy solution. So if you're getting wobbly around affordability, then the mindset solution is to, really focus on the mindset around being able to grow your capacity, that, there's some mindset stuff around worthiness, around it's allowed to be easy, all of that sort of thing. You might have some imposter syndrome that comes up. So there's lots of mindset stuff that you can work on there. But there's also a strategy in it, in that if people can't afford your paid service, then be a prolific freebie creator. That's one of my things that I do, is that I have my 30-day business blast is usually available for under $20. So if people can't afford to work with me as a VIP or to work with me in my high touch group programs, I've got an alternative for them. And I also have a bunch of free stuff. I am prolific with creating the Heart Centered Business podcast. People can come and get started and get this advice and get strategies and get really practical support in my free podcast. So if someone says to me, oh, I'd really love to do with that with you, but I can't afford it yet, I can direct them to the 30-day business blast, or I can direct them to a couple of podcast episodes that will move them forward and give them the information that they need and help them be in the space where they do feel like they're ready to invest. So if, as I said, if the mindset stuff comes up, yes, there's some mindset solutions, but also there's strategy solutions to that as well. And then step number 4 is the follow through. And this, again, is where people can let themselves down. They go through all of that beautiful communication plan around communicating their price increase. They have people reach out. They have people that are interested. They have people they have sales conversations with, and then they don't follow up with them. They don't send the invoice, or they send the invoice and they don't follow up on the invoice, or they don't follow through on the price increase. They said they were going to increase their prices on the 30th of the next month. And then when it comes to the 30th of the next month, they didn't necessarily get as many clients through as they thought they would, or they get a bit wobbly about increasing their prices. And so they say that their new price is here, but anytime they talk to someone, they discount the price. The fastest way to, erode trust in your audience is to not follow through. So what does it say to your audience if you tell them the price increase is coming and then you fault on the price increase? You say that the price is going up, but you never actually put it up. You say that you're going to be increasing, but then you just keep offering discounts, right? And then the next time the price increase comes, people might be a little less excited or a little less motivated because they're like, but she'll do discounts later. It's totally fine. Are you training your audience that the price is the price? Or are you training your audience that the price is always going to be discounted somewhere, somehow? So think about how you can be really solid in that price increase and follow through on that price increase. Follow up with the people you need to follow up with, and follow through and stick to your guns around that price increase. You are worthy of increasing your prices. Your services deserve to be priced as a premium in the market. And by using this 4-step strategy, you're taking your audience with you. You're not leaving them behind, and you're setting yourself up for the strength and the success and the sticking with it, because you're getting there incrementally, but you're doing it consistently. All right. So I know this is a long episode, but I wanted to walk you through this step by step and make sure we're on the same page about price increases. If you've got any questions on this one, make sure that you come over and slide on into my direct messages on Instagram or on Facebook, because I love having conversations about price increases. And if you are looking for some more support, particularly with the mindset and strategy piece of increasing your prices, bringing in a short-term income as well, then the 30-day business blast, as I mentioned, it is normally under $20. I'll make sure I've got the link in the show notes of today's episode to the cheapest possible way to access the 30-day business blast. And no matter when you're coming to look at it, we'll make sure you get in at the cheapest possible price. And that 30-day business blast is a self-study program with a Facebook community. So you've got a space to ask me questions. And it's a beautiful opportunity for you to go through that process of bringing in an increase in your income, a short-term injection of income, whilst looking after long-term sustainability. And it's a program that you follow over a 30-day period of time. It's provided on Udemy. So it's also lifetime access, and you can redo the program over and over and over again without having to buy it again. And as I said, I actually have a bonus Facebook group with that one so that you can ask me questions. So make sure you come to the show notes of today's episode at tashcorbin.com/310. Grab the link to that Udemy course, and let's get your price increase happening sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Heart Centered Business Podcast. I look forward to the chats that we have. And until next time, I cannot wait to see you shine. Bye for now. Would you like more tips, tools, and resources to help you grow your heart-centered business? Head to tashcorbin.com today.